I'm excited to see everyone perform, and no matter what place you get, it's always like, it doesn't matter. Like, we've been working so hard.
I'm most excited about Cheersport Nationals because we always go against a lot of teams, and I think we're going to place really high this time.
We've been working on our stunts a lot, and right now we're cleaning just so we can like not only hit but do really, really good.
I feel kind of nervous, but I'm more excited just like to see how we're going to do. I just want us to go out and hit our full out to give us confidence to go out and do what we need to do.
So if you had to pick one thing that you're most excited about for Cheersport, what would you say it would be?
Probably just supporting all the teams, and because we're all so close, and I'm ready to see what everybody puts out on the floor.
One of the things I really like about MGA is we're always concentrating on our culture. And something we decided to do this year to help improve our culture was to create what we call a Senior Saturday. The whole purpose of the Senior Saturday is to have all the senior teams come in to work out together before Cheersport Nationals, and then we're going to send them on maybe a fun adventure.
3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5.
So I am Madison. I coach the Senior 2 here at MGA Cheersport, and we are the Novas. As of now, we are working on our execution for our stunts and our pyramid and making sure our timing's perfect. Bases are using their legs, flyers are standing up and being confident and everything.
My name is Dakota Johnson. I coach Vortex Senior Level 3. So right now we're working the most on the pyramid because that is what we scored the lowest on at NCA. And so right now we're working in drilling technique because where we had the stunt fall, the technique throughout the entire thing was just a little bit rough. So we're going through and having freeze counts and everything to make sure that they can hit and nail this pyramid.
So at this point in the game, it's really about coming in, focusing on those really fine details like, are we all catching the same? Are we all holding the same motions in the same places? Are our heel stretches in the same spot? Do we have blades? Are our thumbs out? You know, little stuff like that that's gonna make the difference when it comes to hundreds of points when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, you know, first, second, third places.
Have you ever been duck hunting? Well, I haven't, but that's kind of what Saturday's practice felt like. We had athletes falling out of the air left and right. Pyramids were falling, stunts were falling, kids were hitting the ground. And I'll tell you, the week before Cheersport Nationals, that's not what you're really wanting.
Well, it was tough on Saturday because in the stunt through beforehand, we dropped 2 of our 1.5 ups. Then we ended up dropping the pyramid for some odd reason. We haven't dropped a pyramid, dropped a pyramid, probably since like August. So I don't quite understand what happened there, but hopefully we can pick it up for tomorrow when we actually have to battle it out.
We're doing our last full out on Saturday to kind of perform and put an exclamation point on the practice. And it's like someone just took a rifle and started just pew, 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 pew out of the sky.
It makes me feel a little aggravated because it's the stuff that we have hit, but you can never control what happens on the floor.
So something we did differently this year and was to kind of give the kids a break from their everyday practice, and hopefully to kind of bring the nervousness and the tension down of all the teams. We went into what we call War Week.
Well, at MGA, we like to do the War Week, and even when it wasn't War Week before, like last year, years prior, we always like to come in and try to find a different way to spice up practice, to make it more fun for the kids, to allow them to relax a little bit, just so that they're not going into it super tense and stressed out, because as we all know, when you do that, a lot of things, can go wrong.
So I think at first with the idea, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, and I had to sort of be, coerced or bought into the idea of what it actually was. But once I saw it going, I realized that the way we do our best as a program with some of the teams is when they compete against each other.
Leading up to War Week, whenever Jimmy first told us, at first I was a little bit nervous about it because I felt like we should be spending our last 2 practices really focusing on things that we've been working on, such as our elite stunt, just working out the rest of the kinks in that.
So I think with playing games, it helps the kids have a little stress-free little moment and get to focus on the little minor details and enjoy practice a little more.
We flip a coin to see who's going to get to start off. Well, whoever wins the coin toss gets to pick the section, whether it's running, tumbling, standing, tumbling, jumps, pyramid, dance, or anything like that. And then they go head to head. So one team will go, and then another team will go. And then the coaches will pick what team technically had the best, and they'll end up earning a point.
So having this War Week and having this battle with Electra, which is our youth 2, I feel like it's something that's going to kind of relax them, but also still work on the sections that we need to get done. The very first section that we chose was their standing. We had just went over it, so it was fresh in their minds. We had, just really focused on straight legs and pointed toes and their back walkovers and arms up and their front walkover. As a coach, with working that section super, super hard and seeing all their hard work come together, I was very, very proud of them.
I mean, to me, it works better for us, for our age group, with them being a junior team. When we stress and then they get stressed, it's just more fun. And so the more fun we make it, the harder they seem to go for us.
I felt like that they were actually starting to perform the elite stunt and enjoying doing the elite stunt as a whole team.
Are you ready?
Yeah, buddy.
I've only had the half your team for a month, maybe 2 months. So going into it, we knew it was going to be tough.
I was very proud with us going up against them. Yes, they are level 3 and we're level 2, but with us going out there, the girls were excited and they were confident and they knew they were going to hit, and they definitely hit very hard.
Well, they got us in the stunt, but that's okay because we kind of expected that going in. They've only been doing that stunt sequence for a little bit, as we've already talked about, because they are a half-year team. So we'll continue to work on the stunt and get better at that. But then we came back with a victory in tumbling. Lady Orbit's going to be going head-to-head with Vortex, which I love. I like to compete, and we can get these little games going and compete with each other in the gym, and it's just going to be a really good time.
Whenever they're trying to hit harder than one another, they look their best. So being that they're competing against each other, that's going to bring out the best in them and hopefully awaken something that's going to take into Cheersport.
I'm upset because I preach to my kids and they'll all tell you that I'm all about, complete domination. You should never give anybody else hope that they can ever beat you, even if they are a team in the same gym. So when we dropped the elite stunt, I'm like, why? Why did you do that?
I know that they're a tough team to beat as far as their performance and everything, but they just kind of opened that door for us on that elite stunt. And so now we're coming in even, and things should look up for this full out.
So the very last thing that we had to do during this battle was we had to do our full out, and that full out was worth 5 points. In the full out, they did have some issues. We had a kid come in, she's been sick this past week. This is her first practice kind of back, doing the whole thing. So we put her in elite and she's doing it. She gets to the very, very last part and she forgets her motion, she forgets to put her foot down, and that stunt just kind of doesn't go. So with leading up to nationals, that isn't the full out and practice that I really wanted to have. Because leading up to nationals, you can't just forget your spots, and you can't, just forget to do motions. It definitely doesn't feel good. It brought the girls' confidence down a little bit, but I know they can push through and bring their confidence back up.
It's a little bit scary to know that something as simple as not standing up fast enough can kind of count and cost us points.
I think that standing back and like watching and seeing things that could be better and what we could clean before we're going into nationals, and I'm kind of really excited for nationals.
Timing's getting better. We still need to work on getting off of our hands a little bit faster on some of them and feet together.
I would say some of them still have bent leg fat walkovers and feet apart in the handspring, but they're all getting better as a whole.
Well, I'm super proud of them. They did exactly what we wanted them to do for today. Their goal was to come out and perform in front of people, because this is their first time that anyone's ever seen them perform as far as a large group of people. I'm just happy to see that they were able to come out and make something happen, get a point on the Novas who've been together for so long, and it makes me proud.
So there's lots of good and bad things. The great thing is that Vortex comes out of the hole, especially competing against and with Lady Orbit, hitting really, really hard because they know that they're difficult to beat and they have to look really good. And then we go to hit the full around, something that we've worked so hard on. And it starts good, there's nothing that's gonna die yet, and then as soon as it lands, as soon as it hits to that position, looks like someone just took a fist and punched Aries' knee out, and the whole thing just kind of crumbled. Something that I did not expect, sort of one of those, like, how'd that even happen?
Hitting a full out at the last practice is super important for me, just because it builds confidence in the kids, it builds confidence in me. I don't have to stress about it that much, as long as, you know, when I know that they're hitting like that. It was as strong, I would almost say, as Spirit Day 2. So I'm very happy with that, and I'm very excited moving forward.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Becoming MGA Strong.
Make sure you check out next week, Friday at 4 p.m. to meet some more of our staff, as well as watch how we get prepped for Cheersport. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends so that we can
below.
so that we can keep this thing going and show how important the sport of cheerleading is to all these kids.